Good morning and welcome to this week's episode of Coffee and Cabinets. I am your host, kitchen and bath designer, Jordan Thomes. This morning I'm actually enjoying a cup of hot tea, which is just a regular Earl Grey blend with a little bit of oat milk creamer in it. On this week's episode, we're going to run through a few different tips and tricks to keep in mind when it comes to designing your kitchen. We will also end the episode with a few customer questions that we've collected over the past couple of weeks. Our first cabinet tip of this week's episode is to avoid excessive dust buildup on the top of your cabinetry, considering running your cabinets all the way up to the ceiling. By filling in a small gap at the top with a simple crown molding or a simple starter molding similar to this one, you can get a clean finished look with your cabinetry while also avoiding any space where dust, kitchen gunk, and any excessive material can build up and gather dust. Unlike the kitchen I just showed there in our front office, this kitchen here does not have cabinets that run all the way to the ceiling. Let me show you a quick demonstration of the amount of dust that can build up on the top of your cabinets in just a short amount of time by having just that amount of open space. Another useful tip when considering how you want to lay out your new kitchen is eliminating your unsightly waste bins. In the market today, almost every cabinet line you encounter, whether it's value, semi-custom, or completely custom, will have an option in their catalog for a wastebasket pull-out cabinet. Here specifically in our showroom, we actually have a touch-free option for our wastebasket cabinet, but regardless of if it has the touch-free mechanism or it's a regular pull-out cabinet, either way, we can tuck away your waste and recycling bins so you don't have to look at them and they don't have to interrupt your brand new high-quality cabinetry. One of the very first things you should think of when thinking about your new kitchen is how will you use your space? Will your kitchen be an entertainment hub? Will you always have guests flowing throughout? Will it just be one cook in the kitchen at a time? Do you prefer to be alone while you're making a meal? There's a lot of different things that would go into the kitchen design depending on what you're looking for out of the space. For example, if you want your kitchen to have ample space to host many of your guests in the same room as you while you're cooking, then we have to know how many seats we should factor into an eat-in island. Or if you plan on having nobody in the kitchen with you while you cook, then we can use a lot more of the space for prep, setting groceries down, setting goods down, using space to chop, wash your veggies and things before you start cooking. If you know you and your family always have a lot of stock of groceries, then we need to know how much pantry space you would like to have. Can you get away with just a small, narrow pantry, or will you need an entire unit of built-ins? Do you need an extra space above your fridge to utilize for things that you only use once or twice a year? We have accessories that are perfect for storing those rarely used items. A lot of different things can be factored in when thinking of your layout. We just have to know what you're looking for. We're going to end this week's episode with a few customer questions that we received over the last couple of weeks. Our first question here is, what is the lead time on our cabinetry? So the lead time on a cabinetry is a little bit different depending on the type that you go with. We do have a ready-to-ship line available, which has a typical delivery time of 3 to 4 weeks, meaning that from the time of order placement to the day of final delivery here to the shop, it's only either 3 or 4 weeks. If we were to go with a semi-custom line where we do order and have them produced on a made-to-order basis by project, those are averaging right now about 15 to 20 weeks. So they are further out, however you do have more options available to you than we do with the ready-to-ship line. Our last option, we do have custom cabinetry available here through IVO, and the turnaround for that right now is averaging about 6 to 8 weeks. So it is a much shorter turnaround time than semi-custom, and with custom cabinets you do get that perfect design catered exactly to your kitchen. Our next question here is about cabinet accessories. So are cabinet accessories worth it? Should they be a want or a need? So this is kind of an up in the air question. Depends on your needs. If you are someone that is a frequent baker and you love and live for your mixer stand, then it might be really helpful to have a mixer stand pull out where you have easy access and a dedicated spot for your stand mixer no matter what. You don't have to worry about finding a place to put it when you're done, and you don't have to worry about making room on the counter to use it. With that being said, if you're not someone that uses, high-end chef's knives that often, then you won't necessarily need to consider a knife block insert. There are a lot of accessories that are useful for most consumers, such as a wastebasket pull-out and a cutlery divider, but not every accessory is going to be for every kitchen. That's something that we can go through here during the design of your kitchen, and we'll determine what's definitely a need for you and what you could possibly go without. So our last question here for this week is actually a pretty long one, and it's about a specific kitchen. Is there a way I can redo my kitchen and have it blend into my open concept living room without having to redesign my whole downstairs? Absolutely. We have endless options available when it comes to your cabinetry and your countertops. So whether it be something, say, from our value line or something that we build custom, we have something to match every need. So whatever it is you have going on in your open concept living room, we can absolutely blend your kitchen into it seamlessly. Depending on your taste, depending on your style, and back to that functionality part, whatever you're looking for, we can absolutely make the layout work and make it blend into the rest of your home like it was made for it. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Coffee and Cabinets, and I really hope to see you next Saturday morning. If you do want to see, for example, Eugenie just do that again.